Now, I'm sorry that this one took forever to come out, but we finally got beta on the channel. Thanks to my man Sleepy. Yep, you heard me right. Sleepy's gonna be the one helping us with today's video. So huge shout out to him. Without him, wouldn't have been possible. So Beta's main gimmick is mainly everything to do in her kit, but she does have some pretty interesting passives. The fact that she's able to buff up the left adjacent unit damage by 150%. It's pretty much Momon's damage buff, but actually a lot better. Since if you join in multiplayer, and let's say you're player 4, now someone can always benefit from your damage buff. Now talking about her kit, she has some incredible things here. Like the skill, increasing the damage the enemies take by 20%, the art giving you a heal to all water allies, while also giving you a damage barrier, which is pretty nice. The main thing here, of course, is that true art giving you the art gauge when you're above 50% or more HP, and the massive damage res on top of it all. And then the super art just kind of rounds it all out. It gives everybody magic damage based on the number of water allies on your team. In terms of the equip slots, we have a 5-star magic, 5-star support, and a 4-star magic. 5-star magic, make sure you slot in that true weapon. It's incredible. 5-star support, make sure you use something that's AoE archin, and for 4-star magic, it's really up to you. For the crest, I would say equip CT and art gauge up, or you can opt in for attack if you want to. Now, when going to team build beta, it's extremely easy. You can really throw her on any team because no matter what, she's bringing value. And the team we came up with was a Chloe, Shiro, Emiya, Beta, and Aristilla Orbis. And the fight that we are going up against is the Defier of Fate, aka BF Emperor. Since in this fight you do have to break him, and you also have to make sure you do have at least different races on your team, well, at least when it comes to the human gods and demons, or you can run a team full of spirits or a team full of like giants or something to completely counter his mechanic. Since Shiro's damage res buff stacks with Beta, that means that there is instant synergy of one of the best units in the game, which makes her ridiculous. Literally between just Shiro and her, you're getting 70% DR, and that's pretty much what Beta does. She is a wall. That's all that you see with her. I know some of you guys are out there playing Marvel Rivals right now, and you know how Doctor Strange can just put up his barrier and it's just like, damn, that shit never breaks. That's Beta for you. She just protects your team so freaking well. Even against this fight, which this Emperor can deal quite a significant amount of damage, you never have to worry because the amount of DR combined with Shiro Emiya makes her pretty much impenetrable. Not to mention too, this character has Archin and a heal, which for this team specifically, she's able to heal 3 out of the 4 units. Technically, since she has Smart Skirt, she can heal everyone on the team. By the way, I keep talking about her Archinning and everything. Her Archin type is actually type F, so she's able to stack with characters like Chloe, like Hoka, like freaking Aristilla Orbis. It's kind of ridiculous how brain dead this character kind of allows you to be. Really, the only bad thing that I can say about Beta is the fact that her damage really isn't that great. But hey, that doesn't even matter because she's here to protect the team. Unfortunately though, this man BF Emperor just got absolutely crushed by this team. Like, there's not much he can do, man. He's trying to lower damage res. It's still not even putting a dent in our HP really, or even our barriers. So yeah, the man was cooked. Well, I do say that, but he did actually manage to take out Beta, which was crazy because look at this. The barrier was on Beta, and I even refreshed the barrier, and he still goes through it. Like, he did not care. Look at the damage charts. 19 mil with the man Shiro. Of course, everybody else doing some stuff. Aristilla Orbis taking the most damage, most recovery, Beta, of course, and the most breaks, surprisingly, is Orbis, not actually Chloe. I was really surprised about that one. And in this fight, we decided to go a little bit crazy, you know what I'm saying? We pulled out the Shiro, the J, the Beta, and the Hoka, going completely mono water. Now, we would have used the mono water relics here, but we did have to use some poison equips to, of course, counter Dark Light Dragon's main gimmick, which I will say, technically, we didn't have to do poison equips because Jay's damage res down plus a physical res down was more than enough to, like, kind of push him over the edge most of the time. And one of the things I will say, and this is the thing that I kind of dread whenever I have to make videos on support type characters like this, is that unlike DPS characters where you can just see bosses' HP bar go straight down, right? You can't really see the amount of effectiveness through like an HP bar or something like that a support character is like bringing to the team. Like, you really have to just watch like what they're doing and just how they're keeping the team alive, and realize that if this character was not here, this team would practically be dead. Even in this situation, if it was only Shiro would still kind of struggle. You know, it would be a little bit like, okay, you know, a little stress, just a tiny bit of stress, not too much, but just a little bit of stress if it was only Shiro. But since we have Beta too, there's no stress at all. But right now, this man Jay is just getting stacked up. We're able to constantly use Glowing Geyser to reapply that damage res down. We're waiting for our poison equips to come back to hopefully deal more damage. And Jay's getting so much art shit here in a second to where he's practically always able to pop off with a super art, which is one of the reasons why I love this man. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy because with a team setup like this where we have Beta and Shiro, or just the fact that we have these two characters in the game, it makes me very curious to see how they're going to kind of like change certain boss fights and stuff to be able to counter the damage res buffs and everything that we have in the game now. Maybe it's different on JP, but at least on Global, which Global is going to have to catch up, of course, I don't really see how you counter this. Like, unless you just start absolutely slamming people with DR down 24/7, it's just hard to see how the bosses are going to be able to get around the amount of raw stats that we're able to put on these characters. Unless they just start bloating the game to an extent, and what I mean by that is just make it to where the bosses are hitting ridiculously hard and you just have to keep countering them with ridiculous amounts of damage res and stats and everything else, which I don't really want to see it like that, because then it's going to turn into a DFFO situation, and rest in peace that game. That's all I can say. Not much else we can say about Beta. She really is one of the strongest characters in the game, and if you got her, you should be extremely happy. As you see in these last two fights right here, which I would consider two of these fights some of the hardest fights in the game, it's no problem whatsoever for her. The only thing that I kind of wish that we had more of for Beta was a bit more support for the Magic Mono Water team. But at the current moment, man, hey, we're popping off. Thank you all for hanging out. It's been your boy P. Tell me down below what you guys all think about Beta. You loving her? You hating her? Or what's the deal with her? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Also, if you enjoyed this video, have me check out either one of the other videos popping on the screen right now. Great content, guarantee you love them. Oh, and one more thing before you leave, don't forget to drink water.